The village of Nangan was small and sleepy, a place where time seemed to stand still. Nestled amidst rolling hills, life moved at a slower pace, with the villagers going about their daily routines in a tranquil rhythm. But a shadow loomed over the village, a constant whisper on the wind that sent shivers down the spines of those who heard it. It came from the ancient banyan tree at the village edge, a tree that had stood there for centuries, witnessing the passage of time. The banyan tree was massive, its roots spreading like gnarled fingers deep into the earth, anchoring it firmly in place. Its canopy was a tangled mess of branches and leaves, blocking out the sun and casting eerie shadows on the ground below. Villagers spoke of the tree in hushed tones, their voices low, with fear and respect, as if the tree itself could hear them. They believed the whispers carried the voices of their ancestors, warning them of impending dangers or guiding them through difficult times. Children were often warned not to play too close to the tree, lest they disturb the spirits that resided within its ancient bark. The village elder would often gather the villagers around and recount tales of the banyan tree, stories passed down through generations. At night, under the pale light of the moon, the tree seemed even more mysterious, its shadows dancing like phantoms in the dark. Villagers would light lamps and place them near the tree, hoping to appease the spirits and keep the whispers at bay. The soft glow of the lamps would illuminate the tree roots, casting a warm light that contrasted with the cold whispers of the wind. As dawn broke, the village would return to its peaceful and serene state, the whispers fading away with the first light of day. The village elders gathered the children each evening. Around crackling fires, they would share stories of the banyan tree.
It hungers for souls. Those who disturb the tree's peace invite its wrath.
Old man Anil, his eyes like smoldering coals, told the most chilling tales. He spoke of a vengeful spirit trapped within the tree. The children listened, wide-eyed and afraid, the firelight dancing in their eyes. Three friends, Vijay, Rani and Deepak, scoffed at the stories. They were teenagers now, full of bravado and a thirst for adventure.
They're just stories to scare children. There's nothing to fear.
If you're so brave, Vijay, prove it. Go to the banyan tree tonight.
I'll go with you.
And so, under the cloak of darkness, they set out to face their fears. The night was still, the only sound the chirping of crickets. As they approached the banyan tree, the air grew heavy, the silence oppressive. The massive trunk loomed before them, its shadow swallowing them whole. Suddenly, a gust of wind whipped through the branches, sending leaves swirling around them. A low moan echoed from within the tree, sending shivers down their spines.
It's just the wind.
But deep down, fear gnawed at his courage. Unbeknownst to the teenagers, old man Anil had sensed their foolish endeavor. He had seen the arrogance in Vijay's eyes, the reckless glint in Rani's. Years of living beside the banyan tree had taught him to heed its warnings. He knew the danger they were in.
Grabbing his walking stick, he hurried towards the edge of the village, chanting ancient words under his breath. He had to reach them before it was too late.
As the teenagers ventured deeper into the banyan tree's embrace, the whispers grew louder. They swirled around them, taunting, threatening. Then the shadows came alive. They writhed and twisted, taking on grotesque shapes. Eyes glowed menacingly from the darkness, and unseen hands tugged at their clothes. Panic surged through them.
We need to get out of here.
Rani cried, her voice shrill with terror.
Section 7. The Village Awakens. Old Man Anil's voice, strong and steady, cut through the darkness. He stood at the edge of the tree's shadow, his eyes blazing with an unearthly light. He raised his hands, and the chanting grew louder, echoing through the night. The whispers faltered, The shadows retreated. The teenagers, their fear momentarily forgotten, saw a glimmer of hope. They stumbled towards Old Man Anil, their legs shaky, their hearts pounding. Section 8. A Lesson Learned. Old Man Anil led the teenagers back to the village, his hand resting reassuringly on Vijay's shoulder. The path was narrow and winding, flanked by tall grasses that whispered secrets of the past. The moonlight cast a gentle glow, illuminating their way as they walked. They walked in silence, the weight of their experience heavy on their minds. Each step they took was a reminder of the night's events, a night that had started with excitement and curiosity, but had quickly turned into a lesson in humility and respect. Back in the safety of the village, under the watchful gaze of the stars, Old Man Anil spoke. The village was quiet. The only sounds were the distant chirping of crickets and the soft rustling of leaves in the gentle breeze. The villagers had gathered, sensing the gravity of the moment. "The banyan tree is ancient, powerful," he said, his voice filled with wisdom. "It demands respect." His eyes, though aged, sparkled with the knowledge of countless stories and experiences. He continued, "The tree has stood here for centuries, witnessing the passage of time and the lives of many generations. You were lucky this time." His tone was stern, yet there was a hint of relief. The teenagers had ventured too close to the sacred tree, unaware of the dangers it held. They had been fortunate to escape unscathed. The teenagers, humbled and shaken, nodded in agreement. They realized the gravity of their actions and the potential consequences. The night's events had left an indelible mark on their young minds. They had learned a valuable lesson that night, a lesson about respect, humility, and the importance of listening to the wisdom of their elders. As they looked up at the stars, they felt a newfound sense of responsibility and a deeper connection to their heritage and the land they called home.
Section 9. The Whispers Remain. The next morning, the village awoke to the sound of birdsong. The air was crisp, and the first light of dawn painted the village in hues of gold and orange. It was a serene start to what seemed like an ordinary day. The banyan tree stood silently at the edge of the village, its leaves rustling gently in the breeze. This tree, ancient and wise, had witnessed countless seasons and stories. It was more than just a tree, it was a silent guardian of the village's secrets. But the villagers knew that the whispers remained. These whispers, carried by the wind, were a constant reminder of the night that had changed everything. They were faint, almost imperceptible, but to the villagers, they were as clear as day. They carried on with their lives, but the memory of that night lingered. It was a night shrouded in mystery and fear, a night when the whispers had first been heard. The villagers moved through their daily routines, but a shadow of unease followed them. They taught their children to respect the tree, to understand its significance and the stories it held. The banyan tree was not just a part of their landscape, it was a part of their heritage, a living testament to their history. To heed the warnings of their elders. The elders, with their weathered faces and wise eyes, shared tales of the past, of times when the unseen forces had made their presence known. These stories were not just for entertainment, they were lessons, warnings to be taken seriously. And they never again doubted the power of the unseen. The banyan tree stood as a reminder of the delicate balance between the seen and the unseen, the known and the unknown. The villagers, with their deep-rooted respect for the tree, continued to live in harmony with the whispers, knowing that some mysteries were best left unsolved. Section 10. Respecting the Unknown. The tale of the whispering banyan tree became a legend in Nandgaon, passed down through generations. It served as a reminder that there are forces in the world beyond our understanding, forces that deserve our respect, our reverence, and that sometimes the greatest adventures are found not in seeking out danger, but in heeding the wisdom of the ages.